Designers and Builders, where design meets construction. We explore groundbreaking trends and talk to the pros reshaping our spaces. For your dream home, workspace, or just great design inspiration, subscribe to Designers and Builders.
So this is a Designers and Builders episode today with me and Alyssa, and we have a couple months before Alyssa's job is no longer there, and we're gonna, I think by the end of this episode, we're gonna make a plan for you to put some time in for us to work on growing another stream of income for Purpose Design Build and monetizing this podcast. That's got to be the plan. Anyway, so I think we were just talking about like what time you get up. So how I did it before was, and maybe, so I'll tell you how I do it and then tell me what lands, and then we can figure out what. So one of the things that I did when I had a job and to start the side hustle was I started to steal time, right? And so part of it was like getting up early and doing something for an hour and a half in the morning. And then when work was done, I completely shut work off. And then I worked 2 to 3 hours in the evening. And that's how I did it. And so for me in the beginning, it was more about like, what's my highest leverage activity? And some of it was sending emails out to people and following up. And a lot of those emails were around just kind of doing market research. And so one of the things that I did was I did market research, and I was like, hey, what's your number one problem? Right. And then I started compiling that research, and that was like my activity. Like I was putting out a report called the Sawmill Business Report, and I was emailing all of these people because it was a way for me to, and this was pre-podcast. The podcast allowed me to like reach another level of like relationship with people. But I'm like, hey, I'm putting together a research report for the state of like, what are the common problems in the sawmill industry? And people responded, right? They either gave me a sentence or I hopped on a call and I delved in a little bit more. But then at the end, I knew that I had a problem that I could solve. And that's what spurred everything else. And then later on, I realized like, oh, I can do the same thing with the podcast. And so for me, so like I'm looking at what lands to you right now with what I just said.
I think it's making the time, putting in the effort, figuring out where your best effort will be to bring in the most amount of rewards at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the biggest thing. It was just like figuring out how to, it was just like emailing people, compiling data, getting on the phone to speak to people for 15, 20 minutes to build that rapport and relationship. And then at the end of that experience, and it was like a couple weeks where I did it for, actually, because it took a couple months to like compile. I ended up talking to 50 people. But for you, I don't think you need to do that. I think you could just do that with like 20 people. And I'm not saying this is what you have to do, but like just getting enough knowledge to know like this is the problem that I want to solve, right? So anyway, so what is the best approach for you for stealing time?
I think it's definitely before and after work, for sure. And if I need to take time during work, I just need to do that, like during my work hours. The thing that I struck, like the way that my work operates is we work on billable hours. I have to work my hours so that I can bill them to the client. You know, it's not salary, so I don't have a plus or minus. Like I have to put in the time. So I think I just need to be creative. And also knowing my company gave me a timeline. They're the ones who are closing the door for now. And so if I need to take time, I'm just going to need to take that time.
Yeah. Okay. And you know, Friday is normally slow or busy at work.
It depends. Sometimes there's multiple deadlines. Sometimes it's quiet. It totally depends. I'm trying to dedicate more Fridays to an R&D grant that I got to develop a specification on reclaimed urban wood. So I'm trying to make that part of my time as one of the problems that I'm trying to help solve.
And that's through your company or through for yourself?
My company.
Okay. And they gave you a hard deadline date?
For the R&D grant?
No, for the peace out.
Yes, the peace out is November 6th. So I have 3 months. And my other, I'll call it kind of well, it's just a different deadline, is speaking at the Landscape Architecture Conference in October.
In October. That's right.
So I have 2 months to prepare for that. And then I'll have 1 more month to wrap up work things.
Okay. So by the time you speak at the conference, I would say that you if I'm saying we, the collective we will have launched a new offer and a business and have monetized by then. Because I feel like you need to go to that conference and everybody needs to know that you're leaving in a month and you already have a new business.
Yeah, absolutely. That needs to be the launch point.
That needs to be the launch of that,
Yeah.
Okay. So when is that conference? Is this like October 12th, right? 13th, 14th? 9th, 11th?
10th through the 13th. I speak on the 10th. So actually,
you can stay the whole time?
yeah. So there's all these sessions. It's like all day, all of the days. Get my licensure, continuing education credits, all that. Meet people. There's all sorts of events. It's a whole thing.
A while back, you were talking about getting your architecture license. Is that still an idea, plan, maybe?
Eventually, not right now. A benefit of working for a large company is they'll pay for it. So I'm not willing to do that on my own right now.
How much is it?
Thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands or less?
Less than 10,000, but it's 500 or I'd have to look into the current rates. I don't know. Let's say 500 a test, 5 tests.
Got it.
Materials, time.
Yeah. And you got to study time and that kind of stuff.
So to study time. That's not where I want to spend my energy right now.
Where is your energy right now? Honestly, how are you feeling about the world?
There's a lot of feels right now. I'm trying to stay optimistic about the world.
I don't know how anybody's like, I think you have to be a monster not to feel what's going on in the world. I think you need, because it's very fucking terrible.
Yeah. The news gets worse by the day.
By the day?
If not sooner, by the hour. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to process. That's a lot of it feels like just ghost energy that we're constantly processing.
I know. Yeah. So I'm doing my best to align. I don't know. I started working with this coach. And she's a speaking coach. And because I felt like for myself, I didn't really have a message. I have a message, but it wasn't coherent. And I was trying to link, builder growth and purpose design and, now my nonprofit. I was just trying to link, like, what's the common thread between all of it? And I'm about collective liberation. That's my shit. And how I do that is through business strategy, systems and framework, and community building. That's what I do. It took, 3 sessions to figure that out, but now I feel a little bit clear, and I feel a lot clearer about how I show up in the world. And I'm doing my best to, at least with purpose design, be intentional about the types of projects we work on and the things that we do in order for us to make money so that we can repurpose it and give back somehow. We have to help. And so I don't know, I just kind of give you a heads up about how I'm feeling. Everything feels really shaky. It's like nothing feels secure. Everything feels volatile.
Yeah.
Business and income and just everything. Just nothing is secure, right? It's
yeah, it's scary, and you don't know. You just almost can't trust anything. It's like the rug's being pulled out from under us every step we take. And what do we do about that? What can we do together?
But how about this? I don't know. This morning I did a meditation, and I'll share it with you. Actually, I'll share it. And it's so today is August 8th, and supposedly today 8/8 they call it Lion's Gate, right?
Oh,
and so today is supposed to be a day for manifesting whatever you want.
Wow.
And you have to be very specific, So I'll share. It's a 17-minute meditation that will walk you through, and please go through it. I'm going to actually show it with a lot of people. And, but I mean, for me, if I don't want to end this conversation thinking about all the bad shit. I want to live in wonder and possibility and infinite potential. And you and I have incredible skills and we have talent to give to this world. And I think for the rest of the time that we talk, I want to spend, I want to speak in that mode and that language. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. We can elevate our own frequency.
1,000%. I think we have to, because otherwise they win, right? Like if we don't, then they've accomplished what they set out, and it's to dysregulate the world and for them to gain control and power over our mindset and our abilities and our finances and how we show up in the world. And so, I mean, with that said, like what at the end of the year, what will you have wanted to accomplish, with between our collaboration?
I keep building our podcast,
Yeah.
find collaborators, find projects, funnel them into Purpose Design Build, not only through the podcast, but also separately through our own connections,
Yeah.
and expand that, not just in interior space, but exterior space. And then also, I'm trying to build more just local relationships with people, collaborations, potential projects, just trying to really branch out to more people and grow personally and professionally. This is a really big step for me to not be on this same career journey that I've been on for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so I want to, by the end of the year, just have the path that I'm on and feel good about, but has multiple facets to it to
Yeah.
help create that stability.
Yeah. 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 I mean, well, I'll share mine and then let's see if we can get a little bit more specific. So for me, what I want is, when I was, this week was like the gnarliest week for me. Like my wife is out of town with my daughter, and it's me and my two oldest alone. So I've been solo parenting, and I have literally 5 projects going on at the same time. All purpose design projects on top of, launching a sales and marketing campaign for a new builder growth client, and, just like my nonprofit, just like so much stuff going on. And the two things came about like that I kept thinking about. And one of them was like, oh my God, it's such like pressure is a privilege, right? Like I created this, and I'm to the point now where I'm like kind of losing sleep in a good way, because I'm thinking about how to be sharper and how to be better about this whole entire process. So like, I'm really grateful for Purpose Design, the same way that I'm grateful for Builder Growth, the same way I was grateful for my nonprofit, because I'm learning new things that I didn't know was possible. Like, when you build things and design things, they need to be precise. And there were some chinks in my armor. Like things were not precise. Like I was not thinking like the project that I'm dealing with today, one of them was like, it should have been done 2 days ago, but I was so busy working on something else for 2 weeks that I took my eye out. So like, there's so many little things, upsetting clients and like, and so I don't know, I'm grateful for that. So that said, what I would like at the end is I want to build this really cool brand. I see the process in which I've been working with clients, and I'm like, oh my God, I love designing spaces in people's homes and in their businesses. I love the idea that the things that we create will last forever. And I started this sort of journey years ago when I started making charcuterie boards, right? And I made like some side tables. I'm like, every time they pull it out, there's our logo there, and they send pictures, and they're thinking like I made a positive impact. And so I think of design and spaces, and like I'm doing my first exterior concrete. Oh my God, concrete is like another level. It's another level. I had zero idea. It's so hard it's so much work. I did a masonry brick project this week too. So hard, so much work, like respect to all of the masons, the bricklayers, the cement people. Like, oh my God, AI is never taking their job, ever, ever. And so for me, I'm like, I just want to build this really cool brand that makes a positive impact on people's lives and their businesses in the form of space and in a form of design, in a form of like literally people getting what they want and feeling good. Because and then honestly, Alyssa, this skill set that you have, that you've been trained at and everything, like I'm just dipping my toe into this. Like I see the impact that your work can have. And I know for the sort of the collective liberation that I want and that I see and I envision in the world, our skills are necessary. So I'm like, I'm learning this right now at almost 50 years old so that in the rest of my career, I know how to build spaces. That's what purpose design is for me. I'm like, this is just all practice for the big spaces and the buildings and the interiors and exteriors and the cities and the communities that we're gonna have to rebuild, because this world is the way it is right now can't last. Like this level of evil and destruction is not sustainable, period. So what we're doing right now, we're literally practicing. We're going to do some rich people's houses. We're going to do some upper middle class. We're going to mix it up with some nonprofit and some city municipal work. But really, this is all practice for us to build our little design team that's going to serve the world in the future.
Absolutely. And everybody, and I know that we've talked about this and we align on this, but everybody deserves good design. Everybody deserves high levels of craft and beautiful spaces that make them feel good and help them connect to each other and the world. And that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. And then the cool thing too is that like I really want to plug you into the stuff with Jennifer,
Yes.
because the next level beyond the design is the materials. So like once we have the materials, forget it.
Absolutely. In fact, I
Right.
need to set up a call with her through this R&D grant, right? It's not stealing time when someone's giving it to you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Anyway, specific. Let's be like, if there was one thing that you would just be super amazingly stoked about at the end of the year, what do you think that would be? Like, what's the one thing that you want from this, and obviously it benefits you.
I want a really good roster of projects and collaborators. And this is I want more than one thing. I want that, and I want this urban wood specification, but network, this whole community. I want to be a stronger part of that, and I want to start connecting designers to these local materials.
Yeah. Okay. Just
What
to
about you?
just pick a number for the number, I would say a month.
But for a number, at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. That you're taking. And same with me, just like 10K a month from this particular business. Like, and then we just keep rolling it in to keep growing.
Yep.
And we can build like, you know what the cool thing is? Oh my God. Today, well, if I just look at this past week, between all of the projects, there's 5, there's 3, and then there's 5, 3, and 3 is what's 11. Okay, because of all the projects that I've worked on today, this week, just this week alone, 17 people were employed. 7
In a week.
in a week. And so that to me, I was like, oh my God, I got really excited by that, by just like, we can empower, and the people that we're employing, they're like, oh yeah, this is my cousin. He's been working with me for 5 years. He's an expert at cement. This is my other cousin, right? Like there's all these, like all these amazing family businesses in the trades.
Yeah, there are. It's existing community, but you're actually generating another sector of the community because you're connecting them through this mission, this purpose.
So who's got our money right now? Because like right now it's either, because I just looked at the podcast, and the podcast like, man, we're still doing a lot of interior designers, and we need to not interview them as much. We need to work like we need more developers and builders, right?
Yeah, we need to expand.
We need more developers and builders. So I think I have a way to do that. I'll mention it offline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and then you know what else too? Maybe let me think through like that research report strategy, because maybe there's like an easier way to do it. Maybe there's like a form that goes out and then people like, and it's like 5 questions and it goes out to people and then we can compile them and then go back and do like, but I think essentially it's like what we had talked about were some of the systems that you've built internally. There's design consults, outsourced design that you can do, and we can, and honestly that's probably the better thing to do too, is like outsource design agency that like these builders, where they're designers, we have our team and they all report to you and you oversee their designs and make sure they look good and they work in your software that
Mm-hmm.
and then we present. So we basically just do design, and then the next phase after that is coordination.
Yeah. Yeah. How do we make it happen? How do we execute it?
Yeah, we can find the contractors and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me I'll take this transcript and we'll come up with the to do. But like, I think for you need to come up with like, all right, what are the times that I'm going to work on this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Just block it out.
you just have to block it out and protect it. Like you protect like your health and your, well-being. Like this is like, yeah. Anyway, is that good?
That's great.
I'm
Thank you.
really glad we're reconnected.
Me too. It's
Yeah.
great to have this conversation.
All right. I'll follow up with you. We'll talk soon. All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Bye.
Happy long day.